We are back with Jamie McLennan. Okay, so the quote from head coach Craig Berube, our leaders have to take control. That's the latest in a long line of Leafs call-outs. Do you think this approach is going to work, or is it simply time to adjust expectations for this team?
I think at some point you have to adjust expectations with the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a different team, the way it's constructed, the way they like to play. And if you're talking about top players, that's a different story, because Auston Matthews is a top-tier player that hasn't achieved that yet this season. We're looking for the consistency from him. Now, I don't know if he's injured. I'm not sure of that. But his play has been inconsistent. We've expected more there. William Nylander's been pretty consistent. For the most part, John Tavares has had a really good start. So when Craig Berube's talking about leaders, he's not talking about guys who are farther down in the lineup. He's talking about the top-tier players that make the money, that are the superstar players that are supposed to deliver wins. But adjusting expectation has to be realistic, because the team is different. Auston Matthews has had an up-and-down season to start the season. So if you're looking at it and say, hey, this is going to be the team from last year that got 108 points and pretty much cruised to winning the division, that's not the case. They're in a dogfight. They're going to be in a dogfight all season long, even if they were 100% healthy, which they're not. So it's a challenge for the Maple Leafs right now. Craig Berube's trying everything in his arsenal, everything in his coaching playbook, to get them going with some consistent nature. It's a challenge right now, but if they're going to get out of it, it's going to be led on the back of their top players, which starts with their captain.
That's right. Auston Matthews, a huge part of the leadership of this team. Now, Noodles, he's on pace for 56 points in 69 games. Do you think his days of being included among the elite players in the league are done, or are you still waiting to see a return to form here from the Leafs captain?
I'm still waiting to see a return to form, but I also was waiting for Patrick Mahomes to get the Kansas City Chiefs over that next hump.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the injury ended up hurting them and they missed the playoffs. I don't see a correlation, but what I mean by it is there's certain teams that have set this expectation because you've seen it for so many years, and they deserve the benefit of the doubt. That's why I keep coming back to Auston Matthews and saying, if we see Auston Matthews' best, this team can dig out. This team can get to that next level. We haven't seen his best consistently. So I'm still trying to be a patient guy and saying he's had to learn to play differently without Mitch Marner in the lineup. Learn to play without their starting two goaltenders, without two defensemen in your top four. There's a lot of adversity that has been handed to this group with the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. Their captain, their top players, I said before, have to drag them out. I still have a high expectation for Auston Matthews. I expect him to be known as a top 5 player in the National Hockey League in the world. He hasn't been that. He has the capability of getting there, but he hasn't really scratched the surface of how close he has been this season.
Yeah, we've seen such greatness from him in the past, but Matthews is currently tied for 84th in points per game. And Noodles, if we put that into context, that means he's one spot behind Penguins teammates Justin Brazeau and Rickard Rakell.